In a quiet suburban neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio, a charming house with cream-colored walls and a vibrant garden bursting with lavender blooms stood proudly. In the airy kitchen, where morning light poured through wide windows, Laura Bennett was preparing breakfast for her daughter, Chloe. Laura's hands, steady from years as a pediatric nurse, moved with practiced care as she sliced fruit and toasted bread. "Mom, is today a fun day?" asked 6-year-old Chloe, her chestnut curls bouncing as she perched at the table, spooning cereal into her mouth. "It's Saturday," Laura replied with a warm smile, pouring apple juice into a glass. "Your dad promised to take you to the adventure park today, didn't he?" Chloe's face lit up. "Yes, Dad makes everything so fun." Light footsteps descended the stairs and James, Laura's husband of 3 years, entered the kitchen. Dressed in a casual green sweater, he flashed his familiar, easygoing grin. "Morning, my favorite explorer," he said, ruffling Chloe's hair. "Ready for the park?" "Morning, Dad," Chloe chirped, bouncing in her seat. "Let's go, let's go." James leaned over to kiss Laura's cheek. "You're incredible, you know that?" "Breakfast looks amazing, as always." Laura's heart warmed. After losing her first husband, Mark, in a tragic accident, she had faced dark days raising Chloe alone. Her demanding job at the hospital left her drained, but meeting James had changed everything. He had been a patient's relative, visiting his father during a routine procedure. His kindness toward Chloe had won Laura over. "He's a natural with kids," she often told her friend Rachel. "It's like he was meant to be a dad." James treated Chloe like his own, reading her bedtime stories and planning weekend outings. "What game should we play at the park, Chloe?" he asked, sipping his coffee. "Swing races," Chloe declared, her eyes sparkling. "Deal," James said, winking. Turning to Laura, he added, "If you're tired from your night shift, I've got Chloe today. Rest up." Laura nodded gratefully. "You're a lifesaver, James." Before James, Laura had carried the weight of single motherhood alone. Now, with his steady presence, she felt a sense of security she hadn't known in years. After breakfast, the family headed to the nearby adventure park. James hoisted Chloe onto his shoulders, her giggles echoing as Laura followed, cherishing these moments of peace. At dinner that evening, James brought up a work matter. "I've got a 3-day business trip to Pittsburgh next week. Big client meeting. I'll be swamped." Laura frowned, concerned. "That sounds intense. Be careful, okay?" "Chloe, be good for Mom while I'm gone," James said, gently tapping Chloe's nose. "Okay, but hurry back, Dad." "I'll miss you," Chloe replied, her voice soft. "I'll bring you something special from Pittsburgh," James promised with a smile. "Oh, and Laura, no need to clean my office while I'm away. It's a mess of papers, and I've got everything organized." Laura laughed lightly. "You work so hard. Let me at least dust it for you." "No, really," James insisted, a flicker of unease crossing his face. "It's fine. I'll handle it when I'm back." On Monday, James packed a suitcase and stood in the doorway, his navy suit crisp but his expression tense. "Seriously, don't touch the office," he reiterated. "The papers are in a specific order." "I'll just tidy up a bit," Laura teased. "You do so much for us, let me take care of the house." James hugged Chloe tightly. "Be good, kiddo. I'll bring you a surprise." "What kind?" Chloe asked, eyes wide. "It's a secret," he said, forcing a smile that seemed strained to Laura. He left in a taxi, and the house felt quieter without him. "Mom, it's weird without Dad," Chloe murmured that evening. "He'll be back soon," Laura reassured her, squeezing her hand. "Let's make the most of our time together." The next day, Laura took a rare day off from the hospital. "Want to clean the house with me, Chloe?" she asked. "Yes, I love helping." Chloe grabbed her toy cleaning set, a gift from James that she adored. They started in the living room, Laura vacuuming while Chloe swept with a tiny broom. "Look, Mom, I got so much dust," Chloe said proudly, showing off her dustpan. "You're a cleaning superstar," Laura praised, laughing. Cleaning together felt like a small joy, a far cry from the exhausting days of single parenting when chores often went undone. They moved upstairs, tidying Chloe's room and then the master bedroom, where the faint scent of jasmine lingered from Laura's favorite diffuser. Finally, Laura said, "Let's do Dad's office. He'll love coming home to a clean workspace." Chloe's eyes sparkled. "Will Dad be happy?" "Absolutely," Laura said, stroking her daughter's hair. James's office was immaculate, as always, a polished wooden desk, a leather chair, and shelves lined with accounting books arranged alphabetically. "Dad's room is like a library," Chloe said, awestruck. Laura smiled. "He's very organized." She began dusting the shelves, carefully returning each book to its place, while Chloe vacuumed under the desk. "Mom, I found Dad's sock." Chloe giggled, holding up a stray gray sock. Laura chuckled. "Even tidy Dad loses things sometimes." They moved to the desk, wiping down its surface and carefully cleaning James's favorite pen. "Let's do the drawers, too," Laura suggested. Chloe tugged at the bottom drawer. "Can I open this one?" "Go ahead," Laura said, trusting James completely. He was always open and honest, with nothing to hide. The drawer slid open, and a heavy silence fell. Inside was a neatly arranged collection of Chloe's photographs, dozens of them, meticulously organized. Laura's breath caught. There were pictures of Chloe at the park, laughing in the backyard, and, most disturbingly, several taken after her bath, wrapped only in a towel. The images were clearly taken without her knowledge. "Mom, why are my pictures here?" Chloe's voice trembled. Laura's heart raced as she sifted through the photos, her hands shaking. Beneath them were small plastic bags containing Chloe's belongings, tiny socks, a hair clip, a toothbrush, and a lock of her chestnut hair sealed in an envelope. "These are mine," Chloe whispered, tears welling. "I thought I lost them." Memories flooded Laura's mind, Chloe mentioning James coming into her room at night, or suggesting they bathe together. Laura had brushed it off as fatherly affection, but now it felt sinister. "Chloe, go to your room and lock the door," she said, her voice sharp but controlled. "Stay there until I come get you." Chloe, startled by her mother's tone, nodded and left, tears streaming down her face. Alone, Laura dug deeper into the drawer. She found a small notebook filled with James's precise handwriting, detailing Chloe's daily routines. Asterisk, Chloe's smile was radiant today. Her hair smelled like strawberries after her bath. Asterisk, the words turned Laura's stomach. Unable to process the betrayal, she dialed 911. "I found photos of my daughter in my husband's desk," she stammered. "They're not normal." And her belongings, underwear, a toothbrush. "Ma'am, we're sending officers now," the dispatcher said calmly. "Is your daughter safe?" "She's in her room," Laura replied. "My husband's on a business trip in Pittsburgh. Stay where you are. We'll be there soon." When the police arrived, a seasoned female detective, Officer Hayes, and a younger male officer, Laura led them to the office. "This is what I found," she said, her voice breaking. Officer Hayes examined the drawer's contents, her expression grim. "This is serious. We'll need to take these as evidence." The male officer carefully bagged the photos, items, and notebook. Laura felt reality slipping away as she watched. "Where's your daughter now?" Hayes asked. "In her room. She's 6 and doesn't fully understand," Laura said. "We'll need to speak with her later, with a child psychologist present," Hayes said. "Can you tell us about your husband?" Laura recounted meeting James, their marriage, and his devotion to Chloe. "I thought he was perfect. He was so kind to her. I never suspected." "It's not your fault," Hayes said gently. "Predators are skilled at earning trust. They often target single mothers to get close to children." Laura's stomach churned. "So he planned this?" "It's possible," Hayes said. "We'll investigate his background. For now, take Chloe somewhere safe tonight, a friend's or family's house." Laura called Rachel, who immediately offered her guest room. That night, Laura held Chloe tightly as she slept, her daughter's questions, "Where's Dad? Why did he do this?" echoing painfully. Laura could only say, "He won't be back for a while. But I'll keep you safe." The next morning, Officer Hayes called Laura to the station. In a quiet meeting room, she revealed a devastating truth. "Your husband's real name isn't James Bennett. It's James Carter. 5 years ago, he was convicted in Seattle for inappropriate conduct with an 8-year-old girl. He served probation, changed his name, and moved here. Laura's world collapsed. So he targeted us? Hayes nodded. Evidence suggests he was watching you and Chloe for months before approaching you at the hospital. He likely chose you because you were a single mother. Laura felt sick. I brought him into our home. You're a victim, too, Hayes said firmly. He manipulated you. We're working to confirm if Chloe was harmed, but a counselor will speak with her today to assess any trauma. That evening, Laura confronted James at home, with police recording the conversation from a distance. Chloe was safe at Rachel's. When James walked in, his smile faltered as Laura said, "Welcome back, James Carter." His suitcase hit the floor. "Laura, what are you?" "The police know everything," she said, her voice steady despite her rage. "Your real name, your conviction in Seattle, the photos, Chloe's belongings." "Laura, I love you both," he pleaded. "I've changed. Chloe's so special. I didn't hurt her. You took photos of her after her bath. You stole her things." "That's not love, it's sick," Laura spat. James backed against the wall. "I couldn't help it. She's so pure." "Stop." Laura's voice shook. "You used me to get to her." Before he could respond, officers entered, arresting him for possession of illicit materials and suspected child endangerment. As they led him away, he begged, "Laura, forgive me. I loved you." "Your love was a lie," she said coldly. Weeks later, counseling revealed James had taken inappropriate photos and touched Chloe inappropriately, though it hadn't escalated to assault. The psychological toll on Chloe was significant, but with therapy, she began to heal. In court, James was sentenced to 7 years in prison, with lifelong registration as a sex offender. Laura watched, holding Chloe's hand, feeling a mix of relief and sorrow. A year later, Laura and Chloe moved to a sunny apartment near Chloe's new school. The old house, tainted by memories, was sold. Chloe thrived, making friends and rediscovering her joy. "Mom, my friend Lily invited us to her house," she said one day, beaming. "That's wonderful," Laura replied, her heart lifting. Counseling had helped them both, Chloe to process her trauma, Laura to release her guilt. "You're not to blame," her therapist had said. "He preyed on your trust." One evening, Chloe asked, "Will we get a new dad someday?" Laura knelt beside her. "Maybe one day, someone who truly loves us will come along. But right now, you and I are a perfect family. You make me the happiest mom in the world." Chloe hugged her tightly. "I love you, Mom." Through pain, Laura learned that true family is built on trust, protection, and unconditional love, not manipulation or control. She and Chloe, together, were whole.